Welcome back to the Inner Alchemist TV. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look into Maurice Scott. We're going to be doing something a little bit different because we're going to do like a little 2-in-1 cross reading. Be prepared. I'm going to be all over the place. I can tell by these cards, and I can also tell by my intentions going into the spread. So as we know, we're doing cast reactions to Melody quitting the show, if that's what's really happening. We don't know. It's social media, right? But we're treating everything as if that's what it is. And then I also want to look into Maurice. I kind of owned in on this little exchange he had with Carlos about where he was the night of his car accident or DUI or him falling asleep at the wheel or whatever the F took place. I do want to take a look and see what we can find out about where were you during that missing gap of time. And just see what the energy is. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Before we get started, you guys know the drill. Like this video. I mean, why not? You here, right? Like the video, because you're not going to stop coming back, because we going to get that straight right now. Okay. The tarot is giving up the storylines. Okay. No, but seriously, like the video or dislike the video. It's up to you. Make sure that you're subscribed and also that you have your notification bells on. What did you guys think of the reunion? One thing I found very interesting was that the reunion did not match that controversial synopsis that was going around all week, which makes me wonder, did they hurry up and edit and re-edit and reproduce the reunion? Or was that never going to be the case? And if it's never going to be the case, who submitted the synopsis? And I thought I heard in the past that the cast gets previews of what's going to happen on the episodes right before it airs, or do they wait until after it's premiered on television? I'm not sure. But if you're a producer, do you get the right to edit synopsises and things like that? Who submitted that, and why was it so vastly different than what actually played out on the reunion stage, which we saw a battle between Marceau and Marital? I cannot stand Marceau. And exactly what I said about him is true. He's a dirty macker. Those Scott brothers, they are sleazy as hell. They are sleazy, dirty, manipulative, gaslighter, no pussy getting ass bum niggas. And yes, I said it. Marceau constantly was chirping between Melody and Marital and Carlos having a conversation. What did he have to do with that? And how embarrassing is it for Letitia, for her husband, to be doing something like that? And that's exactly why Marital is beefing with him and why they have the problems that they do. But it also makes you wonder, where did this man get this type of authority? And again, you got to be careful who you lean on. One thing that Melody has on her Achilles heel, if I'm using that in the right context, is that she continuously builds bonds with married men. She admitted that when her and Marital first started to get together, she was healing from another 5-year relationship she had just gotten out of. And I believe Marital was in one as well. Then she said she leaned on the attorney when she was having problems with Marital. Then she leaned on Marceau when she was having problems. So she has a Jezebel spirit. Okay? I'm just going to say it. It's no other way to put it. Getting close as a single damsel in distress woman to married men. And sometimes that's pathological. Sometimes that's a generational curse. But for Marceau to take the type of action and entitlement and authority that he has to speak in between these couple, he definitely at some point was put in a position of savior, or at least led to believe that he has some type of authority to speak the way he's speaking. And if I was Marital, I would whoop his ass. Okay? Can you imagine having a conversation with your man and your girlfriend doing what Marceau was doing? Girl, listen, I'm just saying, all right? I'm just saying, you got to be careful how we attach to different spirits and who we invite in our relationships. But anyways, so we saw that little back and forth. Then we saw the back and forth between Melody and Maurice. So I'm like, okay, so where's all this grooming? Where's Destiny's big one? Where's this conversation? Where's Sunny? None of that appeared on the show. So it's like, okay, was somebody playing with the synopsis? creating moments, or did Carlos hurry up and go fix that goddamn reunion because he was going to lose his leading lady? I don't know. Y'all have to let me know. Like I said, Melody's really leaving the show. I'm not going to be reading her, but I'm going to be reading the surrounding situation, and it may come up because I got to know. But until then, right, because I know y'all going to chew me up for my intro, and that's cool. Like I told y'all, show God your heart, because I'm showing mine, right? And I'm proud of it. So, anyways, listen. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though, right? Until then, let's go ahead and get started on these cards. So these cards are opening up with the Two of Swords in reverse and the Hierophant, which is also in reverse. And I immediately, before I started shuffling, I knew this Five of Swords was going to come out for Maurice. And it did, you guys. It came out in the background, unseen forces. And the vibe that I got behind this card was that Maurice, first of all, Maurice is a drifter, or a cheater, if you will, or a person that, I don't know if he's struggling with some type of sex addiction, whether that plays out in real life or not, or whether him and Kimmy are actually in an open relationship because he cannot resist temptation. And maybe for her it's boiling down to like a health issue, not just health issue as far as STDs, even though I have seen that in the past. If y'all been day ones over here on InherAlchemist TV, you already know that I've seen STDs within that, right? According to the tarot, right? This is a tarot reading. We're looking at cards, entertainment purposes only. Wink, wink, right? But I also show that Kimmy it's been a lot of stress on her heart or her organs, and it's just like, you know what? I would rather you open it up. Give me the opportunity to protect myself instead of lying to me, stressing me out mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and all that good stuff. Let me know where the lines are, and we can deal with it that way, because he cannot control himself. But there's a deeper meaning to me behind the reason why he can't control himself. I'm going to get to that with that Hierophant in reverse. But first, I want to tell you guys this hunch I got, because it's convoluted as fuck. Okay? So this is what Maurice does. He's a cheater, right? But what he does is he camouflages suspicious, non-meaningful moments with suspicious, meaningful moments. So he strategically places himself in a position that looks funny when he's not doing anything at all, to condition Kimmy to accept the nuanced weirdness. He is a weirdo too, by the way. And I never thought that of Maurice, and I've never looked at my cards and seen weirdo, because I'm just trained not to judge. Because I mean, listen, if he was in here and asked me for a tarot reading and this came out, what am I going to do? Tell him you're a weirdo? Knowing me, I probably would, in my own special way. But yeah, he's a weirdo. But anyway, so what he does is he randomly detours. He randomly comes home. He randomly switches up his patterns at times where he's literally not doing nothing. And then he allows an argument or something to take place in those times where he knows he's innocent. And then when he's guilty, he already has the benefit of doubt from being accused in a setting where he was innocent. Okay, so I told y'all it was convoluted, all right? But that's literally what came to me, okay? And I said, when I had the hunch, I said, how can I confirm this hunch? I said, I need to see that Five of Swords, because that Five of Swords is mind games. Oh yes, mind games of the sort. You know what I'm saying? And then lo and behold, I deal the cards after cutting and all this stuff, and the Five of Swords came out in the unseen forces. So I'm like, okay, boom, I got your ass. I caught your ass. And that's some bullshit right there. That is some slick shit right there. So anyways, this Hierophant in reverse represents Maurice trying to, I don't want to say break away from Kimmy, because it's not even about Kimmy. This is about him personally trying to get out of the conventional norms, trying to get out of this good boy, buckled up, reverend type shit that he's on. He's trying to get out of the traditional relationship, traditional roles that he's playing, trying to be this husband, That's not who he is. That's not who he is. That's not who he wants to be. In addition, I feel like he's addicted or has there's some type of shit that he has going on with his ex. I don't know if it's some type of unhealthy obsession, or if, like I said, they still have dealings with each other. But there's a fixation that he has on the ending of that relationship. Or maybe, like I said, it could be a form of karma. Not that you owe any debt, but that like, oh, my life is going to be in shambles. But another form of karma is you not being able to forgive yourself, or you not being able to stop thinking about the person that you wronged. Don't you think that's karma in a way? I don't think you always have to have your leg amputated. It could just be haunting thoughts that keep you in a constant state of, like, I don't know. I want to say unrest. I want to say despair. I want to say dissonance. I want to say like outer body, but I don't know the word that would encompass all of that, right? What it is, though, is that in his shit with Kimmy, in the role that he thinks he's supposed to play, he feels suffocated. And he feels like the situation, the setup, the relationship is no longer serving his needs. Do y'all think did their son graduate? Did his son move out? There's no kids in this spread. I want to be upfront about that. But it just dawned on me, was he just using her to help him raise his son so he wouldn't be a single dad? Because this Hierophant in reverse is saying that you don't need her for that anymore. You know what I mean? Or he could have like been in a situation where he was trying to fly straight and narrow for the time that he was trying to raise his son, and now he's trying to be his true self, and he's trying to, I don't know, I feel like he's trying to like build a life or be more authentic in himself with something that resonates with him more, and being Kimmy's younger husband is not that. He wants to do his own thing with this Hierophant in reverse. But it's almost like it's a conflict with the traditional man he led her to believe he was, or that he wanted to be. Or maybe, like I said, part of his karma is being in two minds about this relationship, and he's just looking for some type of justification. Not necessarily to get out. I don't think he's going anywhere. I want to be clear about that. And the reason why I said that is because I have the Six of Swords in reverse. And that's not a person that's going somewhere. But like I said, with that Five of Swords in reverse, the Two of Swords in reverse, the Three of Swords in reverse, the Ace of Swords in reverse, the Eight of Swords in reverse, all of this swords energy. This is like something heavy on his mind constantly. And I think what it is that he does not want a traditional relationship with Kimmy anymore. He doesn't. Maybe I have the Devil with the Three of Swords. Maybe, like I said, I don't want to say he's lost the sexual attraction, because I'm looking at it more like he has, but he got the Ace of Swords in reverse next to the King of Pentacles too. Ooh, I don't want to say like, I don't want to say he's impotent, or he's having like some problems like with like getting up, and maybe that's making him feel, you know what? I don't know. Maybe it's like Kimmy is like getting her groove back a little bit, and he's kind of like, he's not getting hard. He's not getting hard. And maybe that's like messing with his mind and making him feel like there's other things he wants to explore. You know what I mean? Or other women that he wants to explore. Maybe he wants to test himself with another woman, or a different type of woman. And to be honest, I'm seeing that as Kiwa, because he never not got hard for her. And so maybe I'm getting a feeling of like he wants to know if it's him or Kimmy. Like, am I losing my attraction for her, or is there something wrong with my dick? And I feel like he wants to find like a safe place to maybe explore that. And his only safe place that his mind regresses to is back to that relationship with his ex-wife. I have the Queen of Swords here in reverse and the Three of Swords. That's an ex-wife for sure. Yeah, definitely. I would definitely have to do that. I feel like with this Two of Swords, though, he hasn't busted the move yet. He has in the past. With that Devil card and Three of Swords in the past position, he has slept with Kiwa while he was with Kimmy, I would say. I would think. But it was in the past. You know what I mean? But I feel like he's kind of like, I don't want to say stalemated, but it's almost like he's stuck in his mind. It's not something that anybody can do something about. This is something that he's going through individually. And I don't know, I feel like it's a lot of stress about it. You know what I mean? But with that Ace of Swords in reverse and the Two of Swords in reverse and the Three of Swords in reverse, Maurice is he's not telling Kimmy the real issue of what is his issue. You know what I mean? And like I said, I don't know if that issue has to do with him not being able to last or not being able to keep it up, or just him simply desiring an open relationship, or to get out of like doing things traditionally and not wanting to say, okay, what I needed you for, thank you for your services, I guess. You know what I mean? But because he's lying, or he's not being honest, it's impossible for them to have that conversation about it, whether Kimmy would understand it or not. He's damn near robbing her of the opportunity to understand it, or to try to understand it. He's not even giving her the chance. You know what I mean? Because he's lying, like he's hiding it, the way he feels about it. In addition, he's spending money outside the household. Like I said, I don't know if that money is leading back to his ex, or if there's another type of woman, but he's giving out some of their money to a third party person. Definitely. Also felt a sense of, with this Devil card, I told you that's kind of like Marital's energy. And what I would get from that is that there was at least one time where Maurice cheated in the presence of Marital. For sure. Yeah, definitely. I don't know if that's why he keeps it cool, or if he just keeps it cool. He don't say nothing at all, so there isn't a lie. You know what I mean? I also feel like the court situation is here. Or, I don't know, the issue of maybe like a settlement, or maybe there's going to be like an arbitration or a mediation. And with the Two of Swords and the Hierophant in reverse, this is saying that the decision that is going to be made is not the right decision. You know what I mean? Or something's going to happen where he's going to second guess the whole thing. Or maybe he made a move and he didn't use logic. You know what I mean? He just was like, he just drew a sword maybe out of like, I don't know, like something of the moment. You know what I mean? And I feel like there's a little bit of remorse about how deep he's gone, or how far he's gone into this lawsuit thing. Like he wishes he hadn't opened up that box. Somebody's going to be getting some type of settlement, though. Even with that Six of Pentacles and this Two of Swords in reverse, this looks like a settlement. Or something that's going to come to be settled, should I say. That's kind of what I'm getting from it, especially when I look at these cards. Now, I was also in a process of trying to figure out, what does Maurice really feel about Melody leaving the show? Like, what is it that you feel? And what he feels is that things were disproportionate on the show. And he feels like he himself would like to separate from her as far as possible, because he feels that her presence could bring greater harm to him. You know what I mean? Even though whatever harm he had happened to him through her presence was minor, He may have exacerbated it, like I said, and he does have remorse for that, or buyer's remorse, or remorse about going deep down in that rabbit hole without thinking things through. But he also deep inside blames her. And he feels like if her presence is not there, then he can, I don't know, he can kind of answer to his actions in a more holistic way. You know what I mean? Maybe without getting dragged, or I don't know, maybe he feels like he can do it without her fans coming for his neck. But I mean, I don't know how that would work, because to me, without her on the show, people got to understand, Melody's fans don't talk about her that much. So I don't see what could possibly change about their content or their presence, because they've always been focused on the other cast members. So her leaving the show ain't saving the cast from shit. If anything, y'all finna get drugged to hell. If you think it was bad before, oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, in his mind, he feels like he can have more constructive conversation. But Maurice is a liar. You got the 2 of Swords in reverse, 5 of Swords in reverse, 8 of Swords in reverse. You ain't telling the truth to nobody, period. So don't try to make it like I can't come forth, or I can't be honest, or I can't be holistic in this because of the type of viewers that we have. No, you lie, period. And you're way too sneaky. You know what I mean? Definitely. Okay. Yeah, definitely. But Maurice, I feel, I don't know. There's a part of him with this 5 of Swords. He's holding on to something emotionally, even with this 6 of Swords in reverse. There's something emotionally, and it has to do with being taken advantage of. I don't know if that's within the show. Maybe he feels like his salary is too low, or maybe he found out that people were getting a cut of his money. I'm not sure. But there is a sense of, I don't want to say revenge, but there's like a sense of him having some type of like underlying tension, because he feels like he's being taken advantage of. Like I said, I don't know if that has to do with his salary, or, you know, I don't know what that has to do with, or just him taking L's, period, because it looks like there's some type of loss that I don't know. Like I said, he may have to pay out a settlement, or agree to a settlement through some type of arbitration or something like that. But if that happens, he's gonna be pissed. Like, this is anger. You know what I mean? Anger and agony. But it's also like, you gotta get yourself out of it. You know what I mean? I feel like a sense of confusion though. And maybe that's why the Hierophant is in reverse, and why he wants to, go his own way, or change his religious views, or feels like something is unfair. And so he doesn't feel the need to maintain a moral high ground, or ethic, or standard of ethic, or something like that, because he feels like something is happening to him unjustly, and maybe he's blaming God or something like that. But it's almost like deep down inside, you know why it's happening, so cut it out. You know what I mean? But the way that he's dealing with it is he's turning his back on all of his responsibilities, and he's trying to, like, just be on some wild type. Like, he's having a mental breakdown, like, for sure. Like, he doesn't want to, I don't want to say he doesn't want to accept responsibility. I guess when you think about accountability, you think about women. But Maurice doesn't want to face the fact that he fucked up something, you know what I mean? Whatever that may be. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to land on that for sure. Yeah, because he's lying about something somewhere. Like, he lied about something, you know what I mean? I don't know. And I feel like he's going to continue to make destructive decisions, because he's having a midlife crisis. I don't know how old he is, but I'm seeing like sloth, or, I'm seeing somebody like, eating, drinking, like, I don't want to say watching porn, but like I said, maybe like thrill seeking, You know what I mean? And then, or having a desire to thrill seek, and then actually like leaving the house to go take those journeys or those excursions, and then like wrestling with your mind about why you shouldn't do it, but then like being angry about the fact that you got to wrestle with your mind about why you shouldn't do what you want to do because you feel the pressure to conform to some traditional way of doing things, and you don't want to do that shit because ain't nobody else got to conform. And what is my reward for conforming? This is the conversations that he's having with himself on his journeys, because he's taking journeys. It looks like most of the journeys are in the daytime though. You know, maybe he's pretending to be at work and he's not. I'm not sure. You know what I mean? If he does have minor victories when it comes to the court situation, this is saying that, you know, you need to be cool because your win is going to be accompanied by some type of loss, or your up moment that's going to be short lived. So, and that could refer back to his DUI. You got off on that. Lucky you. But next time you might not be so lucky. You know what I mean? Definitely. Because there is a sense of you having, there's a sense of your overindulgence bringing you some type of chaos. You know what I mean? But again, I think that's because his personal energy is all over the place. Like I said, he's having some type of midlife crisis. And I feel like he's going to be bringing something on himself. You know what I mean? Like there's like a negativity that's like floating in his existence. And I feel like it's leading to like self-sabotage. Or he may even sabotage other people. You know what I mean? But that other person may be somebody like Kimmy, right? Which is somebody like, that's like the same as him. You know what I mean? Definitely. But I feel like for the most part, this is you squandering your reputation, or you taking yourself down off the tit a bit. But it's because he don't want it. He don't want to have to be looked at as the symbol of virtue anymore. He wants to do something that more aligns with how he really feels as a man, which is weird, like a weirdo. I don't know, like hedonistic, you know, like maybe he wants to even, I don't know, like maybe he wants to go to like Jamaica, to that place, hedonism or something like that. Or maybe he wants to do OnlyFans. I don't know. It's something weird, though. It's something weird. And I feel like, honestly, it has to do with sex. It has to do with sex. I feel like he maybe wants to test his nettle. Like I said, I don't know if he's not able to get it up with Kim anymore. And I don't know if that's maybe leading him to try to look for his male G-spot, or try to find some other woman to explore his male G-spot. Maybe he wants his butt ate. I don't know. I don't know. But it's something that he's looking for. And it's almost like until he gets it, he's not getting up. It's not rising. Maurice cheated. He definitely gave in to temptation in some instance. So it could have been that night, it could have been another night. Like I said, I feel like he tries to camouflage, but I don't know, it's just too much energy here. Like, I hate to say it because it's just so, but he's a pervert. He's a pervert, and he's like doing things that, you know, are different. Let's say that. He's doing things that are definitely different in his rebellion. Kimmy is here. What I found interesting about Kimmy, she came in as a 9 of Pentacles. And I feel like Kimmy is in her bag. I feel like Kimmy is in her womanhood. She's almost in her Empress energy. The last card that we have for her was the Queen of Swords upright. Now she's got the 9 of Pentacles. This is like her moving forward and establishing herself regardless, in spite of, period, and loving it, loving what she's taking on, loving the success that she's having, but feeling lonely too at the same time. You know, whether that's loneliness within the marriage, or lonely at the topness because your man is on some other shit at the time where you're really having your successful moments and you having to enjoy them by yourself because this nigga is on some other weirdo type shit, and you having to literally put that out of your mind in order for you to enjoy the fact that it's your time. She got the 9 of Pentacles. Her money is looking good, if not great, okay? But it's not just her money. It's her overall mood and attitude. It's her confidence. It's her empowerment. It's her womanhood. It's here, but it's solitary. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not something that she's enjoying with an equal. It's something that she's experiencing and cultivating on her own. And it kind of reminds me of this moment I had with my girlfriend. We were both in a training for a job, and then there was like this final test or something like that. And on the day of the test, I passed and she failed. And so she was crying, but I was smiling, but I had to comfort her while she was crying, but I couldn't help but smiling because on the inside I was just like jumping for joy. You know what I mean? But I didn't want to do that in front of her because she's my friend and she's crying. But I was just jumping for joy on the inside. And that's what I feel about this card for some reason with Kimmy, is I'm feeling like Maurice is on some weirdo shit, but Kimmy is jumping for joy on the inside about where she's at in her life. And again, it's like, you know, you're on some other weirdo shit. I get that. You're off on your own, but it's like, it makes me wonder, like, are you one of those type of niggas who ruins the holidays? You know how you have those sick ass niggas who try to like ruin their girls' moments? You know what I mean? Like to try to like take something from her. I don't know like what he's taking, or I don't know what's going on in my mind, but I know that I've seen like the type of guy that does something to like sabotage. Oh, we talked about sabotage earlier. That tries to sabotage mother shit. Yeah, exactly. You trying to sabotage Kimmy's time. Wow. Because of you done got yourself in some shit, knee deep in shit without a fucking paddle. Yeah. Kimmy don't care though. She does not care. Ain't nothing coming in between her and what she got going on, which is damn. So God gave her moment within her marriage. You know how like Melly left Marital and then she had her glow up in all of her success, but she was away from him? Imagine being with him and having those things happen, and how hard that would be to maneuver if you're dealing with a man that's essentially in the same position, right? Wow. Because I'm not showing individual success for Maurice. I'm showing him being in another world, but I'm showing that for Kimmy. Why? But it may have something to do with her, like I said, beating, not like I said because I haven't said this, but beating cancer or being a survivor after her near-death experience. Like, she might look at the world in a different way. You know what I mean? That allows her to do better than him, because she's doing better than him. And not to mention the age gap, right? She may just be in a different part of her lifetime. But him, he's having, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, definitely. I'm going to pull a couple of more cards because I feel like this one kind of like soaked up all of what they're going through. And I didn't get a chance. Oh, you know what? I could separate this from his cast reading. And I'll do that separately. We'll do this one. And this one will be about where he was at between 12 and 4, wherever the hell. And then we'll do the cast reading separately. That'll work. That'll work for me. Because this reading is about to close out, but it doesn't make sense to me to start another reading, right? Yeah, so let's do it like that. All right, so the reading is closing out though with the 8 of Swords in reversed, and this is clarified by the 4 of Pentacles, and I feel like this is him really standing up to society's expectation of him and breaking out of that imaginary chain. Because part of his rebellion or resentment or lies and deceit that he takes out on Kimmy has to do with the role that he feels that he was forced into playing, which is this Pastor Reese, man of virtue and reason and logic. That is not who he is. He is a total pervert, okay? I'm just going to tell you that right now. But it's like that reputation that he's had or had to uphold it restricts him to the point of suffocation. You know what I mean? And in that suffocation, he does escapist type shit, ranging from drinking and overeating to either having indiscriminate sex or looking for indiscriminate sex, and possibly in weird ways, possibly purchasing it. You know what I mean? Just to keep it clean and transactional. That Six of Pentacles is there with this Devil card, and you know, I'm just getting a vibe of you purchasing sex or whatever. But like I said, there's also the thing of him not getting hard for Kimmy anymore. Maybe because she's doing so much better than him, it's hard for him to be attracted to her, because there's like a loss of a sense of dominance. Ace of Swords in reverse. Ace of Swords is usually about machismo, bossing up, violent energy, kicking shit. Your shit is in reverse. To me, that makes me feel like you've lost your sense of power, empowerment, or dominance over her or the situation or something like that. And again, you going out trying to overcompensate, trying to prove yourself in some type of way. You know what I mean? Yeah, so he's on the wrong path, but with that Eight of Swords in reverse, this is showing me that, yeah, it's something is about to get worse. I don't know if that has to do with the lawsuit, because it's clarified by the Four of Pentacles, which has to do with money. It could have to do with selfishness or greed. Maybe you're overindulging too much. Maybe you're taking that shit to the next level. Like I said, doing too much. Or gonna get caught. You know what I mean? Like I said, because you're doing too much. But it knows no bounds, because there's not a sense of out of control, but it's a sense of like a seeking that you can't fulfill, though. You know what I mean? So it's like you keep doing shit, trying to feel like some type of void or hole or something, and you can't feel it. So you keep doing stuff, and it's like you out of control. You know what I mean? There's some problems with the IRS too. I don't know what that's all about. I mean, you know, I ain't getting into, or maybe it's some insurance, or no, you know what? That could be, I won't say that. That could be with that Four of Pentacles. That could be about the lawsuit too. There's a settlement coming. There's going to be a settlement coming, or he needs to settle it. He needs to settle it, because maybe it's becoming like draining to them financially. Or I don't know, with the Four of Pentacles, I could look at it as maybe he's running out of money, maybe fighting something, and it's like you on your last two coins. It's time to, like, you know, like don't let this take you to the poorhouse. Like, you need to calm this shit down. Like, bring this shit to some type of, like I saw arbitration earlier. Now I do see Maurice in his bag a little bit in the future. But it might be by way of Kimmy. But there's some business and money here for them, for sure. But I think they center more around Kimmy. I also feel like once he does accept more of who he really is, that he's going to be more balanced. Maurice wants an open relationship. That's what this is all about. Especially, I have the Three of Cups here. Rounding out this reading, this is about him wanting an open relationship. Yeah, for sure. I believe so. Yeah. And I believe that, yeah. I guess that's good. Well, anyways, oh, that was interesting. Let me know what you guys think about this reading. That was an interesting one. And like I said, I'll put him in the line of cast reactions. I'll just push him to the end since I snuck this one in. But the question kept coming up of where was you at between 12 and 4 or 12 and 8? And I was like, I'm about to figure out where he's at. So I thought I'd come on and do that. But anyways, I hope you guys really enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one.